welcome back to another video. My name is Barbara Kurmlavich from Curl Vitality, and today we are going to be talking about the Imbue Curl Restoring Intensive Mask. We're gonna go over who it's for, who maybe should be a little bit careful of it, exactly how to use it for each curl type. We're gonna do some ingredient training on this, and at the end, I'm also going to give you a bonus ingredient training on protein ingredients and how to tell how strong a protein treatment is. Welcome back. It's raining outside. I feel like last time I recorded these videos, it was also raining outside, so I don't know what it is, but here we are. I'm really excited to talk about the Imbue mask today. I have been using this for, I want to say over a year, so I'm very familiar with this mask. And if you are a part of Curls Monthly, you know that it's going to be in the December 2022 mailer, which, oh my gosh, it's December. If you're not familiar with Curls Monthly, it is my curly hair subscription service where each month I send you 5+ mini sizes of products so you can try them out in your home before committing to buying the full thing. I think it's a great and very, very affordable option for people who just are trying to find their perfect curl cocktail and they're not quite sure where to start. So just a little bit about this mask. It is a protein-rich moisturizing mask, so it does contain both protein and moisture. It'll leave your hair feeling both nourished and moisturized. It's blended with a lot of different plant butters in here that really give it that hydrated feeling. It's definitely also great for keeping split ends at bay, especially because curls tend to be a little bit more fragile. And the big size of this retails for $19.99. This is a little bit more of a pricey Imbue product. Usually Imbue is very budget friendly. I do think that $19.99 is worth it for the amount of product that you get in this mask, but compared to the other Imbue products, it is a little bit on the, more expensive end, which is to be normal for deep treatments. Deep treatments do the Lord's work. So, it is a little bit more normal to have deep treatments be a little bit more expensive. So in general, I would definitely say that this mask is fantastic specifically for damaged hair, whether that be through coloring, heat damage, sun damage, anything like that. It's also going to be great for fine or fragile hair. And like I said in the beginning, it's kind of a protein treatment, but also a kind of a moisture treatment. So I would say for my lower porosity people or my people who tend to be more dry, this would be a protein treatment. But then for my people who are more protein hungry, usually this is a wavier curl pattern or just a curl pattern that's more damaged, then I would say that I would consider this to be more of a moisture mask or like a balancing mask. For me, since I have drier hair, this is definitely something that I would use as a protein mask, and I have used many, many times as a protein mask because it does have nice, heavy, great proteins in there, but it also has a lot of moisture, which we're going to look at that towards the end of this video, more so about like how I can tell that it's both a protein treatment and a moisture treatment, and why I'm saying that it could be used as either depending on what your hair type is. I would say people who should be careful with this mask and maybe not use it every single wash day would definitely be low porosity people who are protein sensitive. Maybe just curls in general that have no damage to it, like very, very healthy curls, I would say should be a little bit careful. And then maybe super duper loose waves should be careful for the opposite reason, because it does have some heavy butters and things in here. So I would never want your hair to be too weighed down. So let's talk about how to use this product. Every single hair type, whether you're wavy, curly, or coily, you are going to take some of this product, and I'll talk about how much in a second. You're gonna take some of this product in the shower after you shampoo and just kind of rake it through the ends of your hair. So at first you're just going to start to rake it through the ends of your hair. After you rake that through with the ends of your hair, you're then going to take your fingers and just kind of continue to just break apart some of the really, really big knots while this product is in your hair. So it can saturate your hair, it can moisturize your hair while you are actively trying to break apart those big knots. Once the big knots are broken apart, you're going to take a brush or a wide tooth comb, specifically like a detangling brush, and you are going to start at the very, very bottom of your hair and very gently and very slowly detangle the hair with the product in it. The product says to keep the deep treatment on for at least 10 minutes, which is kind of confusing. Is it like 10 minutes or not? So yeah, I would say 10 minutes is a great place to start. And then if you're needing a lot of protein or you're really needing a lot of nourishment, you could maybe go on to 15, 20 minutes at the max with this product. Now, I always get the question if, like, does the 10 minutes start when it's applied to your hair, or does it start after you detangle? I always say it starts when you apply it to your hair because detangling does take so long, but it's still on your hair. It's still saturating in your hair. So you can count your detangling time as time that is on your hair, which for me takes like 8 minutes to detangle my hair. So 2 minutes left, quick shave my legs, done. Now, the only place that this is going to maybe differ the instructions a little bit depending on hair type is, number one, if you have a looser curl pattern or curls that kind of fall out a little bit easier, I would use a little less. Maybe I would use like a 1/4 and a half size. And then if you have curls like mine that are kind of in the middle, I would use probably like a palmful, a nice half palmful, like right here. And then if you have very, very thick moisture, or just hair that, very, very thick moisture hungry hair, or just hair that like soaks up products very easily, then I would use more like a full palmful. And that also depends on how long or short your hair is. Of course, if your hair is shorter, you would use less. If it's longer, you would use more, but just feel it out. You really want the product to make your hair feel like that seaweed hair that we always talk about. So that really, really nice, after you brush it through, your hair should feel so saturated and so moisturized. And if it doesn't, just add a little bit more. I always will add some more because like I said, we're just putting it on our ends. So then what I'll do after my hair is then detangled is I will add just a little bit, especially to like right here, the crown of my head tends to get really dry, and just the top area as well. We don't want too much on the roots and the scalp because it's not for the scalp. But for me, because I'm really dry prone, just a little bit. If you're someone who's not dry prone, maybe don't put it up there. But that is how you would use this mask. It's super simple. There's nothing really crazy to it. And then after the allotted amount of time, you would then rinse it. I prefer to always rinse with warm water. My hair tends to get very dry. It flash dries when I rinse with cold water. A lot of people say to rinse with cold water because it locks the product in there, which is true. So if you find that your hair does not feel hard after you rinse with the cold water, then you're totally fine. But if you find that your hair feels that kind of harsh way like mine does, I always rinse out my conditioners with warm water. So taking a look at these ingredients, I love teaching you a little bit about the ingredients so you can see the method to the madness. You can see why this product would maybe be useful or not useful for your needs. First up, we have acetyl alcohol, which is one of my favorite alcohols. It is a moisturizing alcohol. Basically, it pulls moisture and locks it into your hair. Then we have propylene glycol, which also helps hair retain moisture. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the next one. Basically, it starts with palm and then ends with chloride. But that is a great ingredient to help your hair with like combability, or just like help the product glide through your hair. We have cocoa seed butter, which provides amazing nourishment. The Broma seed butter, which helps hair retain 4 times its weight in moisture. The stearolythyl ammonium chloride, probably pronounced that wrong. That's another great conditioning agent. We have cetearyl alcohol, which is kind of like cetyl alcohol off the top. It's another great moisturizer. Panthenol helps with shinier hair. The wheat germ oil reduces tangles and increases softness. Shea butter and coconut oil are 2 very heavy moisturizers, which is why I would say, like I was saying earlier, those types of hair that kind of gets weighed down easily, or maybe be a little bit more careful with this. And then here comes the proteins. We have hydrolyzed corn protein, hydrolyzed soy protein, and hydrolyzed wheat protein. All 3 of these are proteins. All 3 of these are what gives your hair its strength. If you don't really understand protein, I will put a protein one-on-one video below. That was from a previous month. But basically, proteins are meant to strengthen your hair and help you with any damage. So you may notice at the top of this ingredient list, there was like 15 moisturizers that I mentioned right at the top. And if you're new with ingredients or not, you probably maybe could have guessed that the higher the ingredient is up on the list, the more prevalent that ingredient is in there. So we have 3 proteins, but the proteins are way further down the list. So is it still a protein treatment? That's why I say that this is a great protein treatment for someone who's protein sensitive, because it has the proteins, they're diluted a little bit, there's lots of other heavy butters to kind of counteract that. And so the proteins aren't going to potentially damage you as much. They might just help you with what they're supposed to help you with because you have those other ingredients that are combating that. Now, why I think that this would be a great moisture treatment for those who are protein hungry is because it's not going to totally weigh you down with moisture, but it does have that little bit of protein in there to help you balance out in that way. So there's 3 proteins in this entire bottle. Those 3 proteins compared to the 14 I just counted ingredients that are moisturizing above it, can be very potent. So when you see even just one protein in a product, it makes it a protein containing product. So proteins are very potent when they're put into formulation. So even though there is way more moisture than there is protein, it still is a protein product. And depending on how much protein you need in your hair, that will help you determine how much of this you need, how much of another protein treatment you might need, or how much of another moisture treatment you might need. So I hope that makes sense. As always, thank you so much for subscribing to Curls Monthly and subscribing to this channel. If you have not done so already, definitely take a second to hit the like button. Leave a comment below letting me know how you like this product. And if you're not already subscribed to Curls Monthly, I will also link that below so you can get subscribed. See you soon.